Have you ever wondered which greenhouse crop makes the most money in Farming Simulator? Well, today we're going to be answering that question. I've got some greenhouses right in front of me, and each got one of the new crops. So there are 7 greenhouses in total because there's 7 greenhouse products. We've got chili peppers, garlic, lettuce, Napa cabbage, spring onion, strawberries, and tomatoes. And then I also have the 2 mushroom greenhouses to make enoki and oyster mushrooms. They're all completely full of water, and we're going to give it until February. It is August right now, so that's 6 months. If we check the crop prices, all the greenhouse products sell highest in February. So we're going to sell them all at their highest value in February. I have 9 John Deere 7810 tractors with flatbed trailers to carry all the produce in separate trips so that we don't get any mixed up. And I'm also going to use some forklifts to make sure they're all together. And I did want to show you one little trick, but we're going to have to wait until the greenhouses are empty with water. So yeah, let's put some time forward and see what happens. All right, now time for a nifty little trick. I've got my water tanker here, and what do you know? I'm out of water. I don't want to drive to the river. I don't want to pay for my water. So if you just get a little rice paddy like this, dump it down in the field a little bit, flood it, even instantly, I can just back up into it and fill this thing for free. And it wasn't all that expensive for this this little field here, but you could make it even smaller if you wanted to. Yeah, it's very cheap, and assuming you just have a little corner of space that you want to do this with, it's free. Well, it's pretty cheap. It's not free because you have to pay for the rice field, obviously, but yeah. Hope that helps. All right, it's February, and I've got probably an hour's worth of loading pallets onto trailers. You can see all 9 of my John Deere 7810s in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and deactivate all the greenhouses at the same time, just so that we don't have any discrepancy in our results. So we can scroll through and see that everything is deactivated. So there was some disparity in the amount of water the greenhouses used, just for an FYI. It looks to me like garlic uses the most water, and then lettuce is shortly behind. And some pieces of produce, such as strawberries and tomatoes, use almost no water. And spring onions, for that matter. Alright, without further ado, let's get all of these loaded up on trailers. I'm going to take them all to their max sell price, even if that is on the train. And yeah, we're gonna sell them all, and I will keep track of all the prices. So stay tuned for the results. All right, so we have the results. As you can see, chili peppers had $26,412, garlic $22,969, lettuce was $45,889, so the best by far. Napa cabbage was the worst at $19,148, spring onions was $24,195, strawberries were $21,743, and tomatoes were also pretty good at $30,665. Now, I think the lettuce price is a fluke because all the crops except the mushrooms, they all yielded almost the exact same, down to 1 or 2 pallets off of everyone else. And the price for lettuce was like literally double anything else except for tomatoes. So I think they might lower the price or lower the yield of lettuce, because in FS22, I know the price for lettuce was really high as it is now, but the yield was lower than the other crops, so you would get less. But here I got the same amount pretty much. So yeah, I think that's a fluke. It'll probably change. The tomatoes might not be a fluke, but they may as well. It feels like they kind of just copy-pasted the yield values for everything, because they were all, again, nearly identical. The lowest amount of pallets was 23 in 6 months, and the highest was 25. And a lot of them were really close to producing another pallet, so they were all relatively around 24 or 25 pallets. All right, and then for the mushrooms, they're technically separate. I think they're cheaper, and they use a lot less water. So enoki mushrooms, good option at $24,879. You could effectively, they use 7,000 liters of water, whereas all the greenhouses were using 40,000. So that's less than a fifth of the water. That's remarkable. And the oyster mushrooms, which yield lower and sell higher, were $19,243. So yeah, there's our results. It looks like for right now, lettuce, and if you want a second option, do tomatoes. The mushrooms are also good options, but I would only do the enoki unless you want to handle as few pallets as possible. Then oyster mushrooms, because oyster, I already told you the yield values for everything else were between 23 and 25 pallets. Oyster mushrooms only had 13 pallets, so that's, again, about half the amount of pallets. So if you want to take as few trips to sell and still get some good money, oyster mushrooms are a good option. But again, they were almost the lowest money maker after 6 months. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I'll see you next time. Peace.